Welcome to Huddle Adventures. I'm Eddie. Laura's in here right now. Well, she is, but she's driving.
Hey!
We're taking you somewhere on land after this. Okay, where are we going? We're going on a keto shopping trip. All right, all the keto Facebook pages, they rant and rave about how great Aldi's and Sam's Club are for just great selection of keto, low carb, friendly food. So we're gonna show you what we find. That little guy right there in the back, that's Braylon.
Say hi.
Say hi, Braylon.
He's like, no.
He's taking the fifth right now. That's our grandson, Braylon. And so we're going to take you guys along. Hang on. Okay, we're in Aldi's, and the first keto score we found, keto-friendly bread and keto-friendly hamburger buns. All right. Okay, our next score here at Aldi's, zero sugar smoked sausage jerky, I guess it would be. Spicy jalapeno. 120 calories a serving, 9 grams of protein, which is always really good, and 0 carbs. Nice. Keto cookies, shut your mouth. They got Snickerdoodle, which I'm not a fan of, but they also have chocolate chip. Who doesn't like chocolate chip cookies? That's what I'm talking about. Pork rinds are always a good keto-friendly, zero-carb option, guys. And they have them in a variety of flavors. We're gonna wait until we get to Sam's Club because we know they have huge multi-pack boxes of them. All right, guys, the key to sauces and seasonings, like your mustards, your ketchups, any of these kind of things, barbecue sauce, anything that has sugar in it will have carbs, guys. So you will find zero carb options, but most of the stuff will have carbs unless you find brands that specifically say zero sugar or zero carb or low carb. Okay, guys, here are your meal replacement bars, protein bars. All these are keto friendly bars, and they're priced pretty good, $4.65. Now this one here is on sale for $3.49. That's awesome. Lots of options. Stay tuned. Okay, here's some tortillas, whole wheat, 4 net carbs, not too bad. Or you can do original with 4 net carbs. Here's another tip, guys. You can substitute regular flour with almond flour. Almond flour has 1 net carb per serving. There's 32 servings in this bag, so 32 carbs total. And in regards to net carbs, if you look here, you've got 3 grams of carbs. You always have to deduct your dietary fiber and any kind of sugar alcohols, right? So if you take that 3 grams, let me focus, and then take away the 2 grams dietary fiber, you're down to 1 gram per serving. Here's something else they have, shrimp skewers, frozen. Great lunch option here. 0 carbs, guys. Here we go with more keto bars. Let's see the macros on these things. Okay, 11 carbohydrates. You got 8 grams dietary fiber, 1 gram of sugar. So you're looking about, it looks like 3 or 2 grams of carb per serving. Same on the other flavors. You got peanut butter chip and almond butter chip. Okay, here at Sam's Club, they have keto-friendly granola with 2 net grams of carbs per serving. I believe 21 servings a bag. So you gotta go light on it. Gotta weigh it. That's what's the importance of having a food scale. So you're not going overboard, because you could easily put, 10 servings in like your whatever you're gonna eat it with, and end up with 20 grams of carbs and take you over for the day. So always be careful. Okay, here's what we got from Sam's so far. We got the Atkins peanut butter cups. These are, I believe they're 1 gram net carbs per cup. There's 44 of them in here. We got the Built Bar protein bars. These are low carb also. Got a pack of this mesquite grilled chicken fillets, 3 pounds, 0 carbs, and giant pork rind containers, 0 carbs. All right, we are home from our keto shopping trip. It went really well. I normally do not like shopping, guys. I don't like it. I prefer to shop online, but we are really trying to take this keto thing serious. Laura is very serious about it. I am in 100% support of Laura. And this past week, we didn't have that many keto snacks, guys. And I'm a snacker. And when you count calories, you can allow for snacks. But when you are restricting your carbs, you are very limited on what you can eat, especially later in the day, because you don't want to get out of ketosis. You want to stay in ketosis, and you can't go over your carbs for the day. I try to keep mine under 30 is what I'm shooting at, but I'm pretty safe if I stay under probably 40 to 50 because I'm really active. But with that said, the trip went well. We were really happy with the selection we found at Aldi. And in the beginning of the video, you heard me call it Aldi's here in Michigan. I don't know if it's just Michigan or if it's a Midwest thing, but we put an S at the end of every store and business. It's just what we do, except for we don't say Amazon's. But anyways, it's just a Michigan thing. But at Aldi, it went really well. I believe we ended up spending about $170. Now, our daughter, Katie, is also doing the keto with us. And we took her and Braylon shopping with us. You didn't see her in the video, but she was directly behind me. And so we bought her some things too. So I believe we spent like $170 at Aldi. And then at Sam's Club, we ended up spending around $100 at Sam's Club. There was one thing that we bought. If you remember in the video where I showed the pork rinds, we bought 2 of those, one for Katie and one for us. We put ours back because we found a case of 40 individual packed barbecue flavor. I think it's Max is the name of the brand. Max, M-A-C-S, pork rinds. And so we thought, oh, man, that's cool because, it gives you a little more variety. So we bought those and everything in the cart plus those. Well, with that said, we were very happy with the way it went. It's a lot better now than it was. When we did this back in, I believe it was 2016, 2017, it went really well for Laura. Laura dropped like 40 pounds. She was really happy with her progress. I dropped like 30 pounds. And the weight comes off fast in keto. I will say that. It comes off fast. But my issue at that point was my energy levels are so low. I was struggling to get my workouts in. Now, keep in mind, I've been going to the gym on a regular basis 6-7 days a week, pretty much since September 2014. We're going to be coming up on my 8-year gym-iversary of going to the gym. And when I started, for those of you that don't know my story, I was at 265 pounds and had undiagnosed high blood pressure, which I discovered when I nearly had a stroke and fainted while coaching baseball. So, it was an eye-opening experience. I was 45 years old. I had a 40-inch waist. I was wearing 2X shirts trying to hide my big fat belly, and I was active, running around doing everything, coaching travel baseball. I wasn't Little League baseball, guys. This is travel baseball. I threw batting practice. I was very active. Never sat down, working 6, 7 days a week for years and years and years, working in the trades. I don't sit behind a desk. I have a manual labor job, a skilled trades job, which I went through the apprenticeship back in 1996 to become a millwright. So with that said, I've had a fairly active physical life, but my eating habits got out of hand. I trained in the gym till I was 32. When my dad died, he was 53, had a heart attack. He was a heavy smoker, and he died at 53, same age I am today. And when he died, I got depressed, got busy, quit going to the gym entirely, just stopped. And I was just busy. I was taking care of my house, taking care of my mom's house, working, raising kids, just super busy, and privately super depressed. And I dealt with my depression by eating. I was a late night, when everyone was in bed, snacker. You know, you could have called me Captain Crunch, because I was eating like Captain Crunch cereal and bowls this big, and just wiping out like a family-sized box in 2 nights. And if I wasn't doing that, I was eating ice cream. And so I just didn't care. I just let myself go. And it caught up to me. It caught up to me fast. And it was a sobering experience to know that my bad habits were putting me in a situation where I could end up dying on my family and on my children. I was worried about my children and living healthy for them. So being raised a spiritual fella, I was born into a Baptist family, and a pretty serious Southern Baptist family. I'm considered a heathen or a backslider, but those Baptists out there, you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, I did pray that God would give me a second chance to live healthy for my children. And I believe he did. So that's what started my weight loss journey. But of course, you guys, if you get to know me, you will find out I do everything at 100 miles per hour with maximum, dedication and work ethic that doesn't stop. That's how I approach this weight loss thing. So in 8 months, I lost over 100 pounds. I believe I lost 102 pounds in 8 months. I went from, actually 112 pounds, sorry. I went from 265 all the way down to 153. I was actually too skinny. I looked sick. When I see myself in pictures from back then, I realized, man, I looked like I had a terminal illness. I really did. And but when you're heavy for years and years and years, you get that body dysmorphia. And I used to think that was nonsense, but I believe in it now. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you always see the fat you. You don't see what you really look like. And you're hypercritical of how you look at all times. And that's what caused me to keep going and going and going. And it finally took a video that one of my kids took of me. Well, it was a video at an event we were at, and I was in the video. And when I was fat, I never was in video or on film. There's a whole 13 years of my life where I vanished like I was in witness protection because I don't want to see my fat self anywhere. But I was in this video and I'm like, who is that skinny guy? I see myself from behind. It was me. And that's why I said, oh my God, I have to learn how to, eat without getting carried away. And here's what I've learned, guys. I will constantly be battling my weight the rest of my life. The key is I can't let myself get too carried away with it. I can't get obsessed with it to the point where I'm not happy. You can make yourself miserable, stressing over your weight. Okay, you don't want to do that. You don't want to make yourself miserable and depressed over your weight. So you have to be realistic with your goals. You have to be realistic in how much time it takes to lose weight. Yes, I lost 112 pounds in 8 months. You see claims for people doing that all the time on this diet and that diet and this diet and that diet. And you can do it. You can do it on any diet. All right. I did it just by counting calories. I was eating whatever I wanted, but I was only eating 1,500 calories a day. When I got into the last 3 months, I was only eating 1,300 calories a day. Now I'm 5'8". 265 pounds at 5'8" is pretty heavy, right? So 153, but I'm like I have like an athletic build. So at 153, I look super, super bad because I'm kind of wide for a little guy across the shoulders. So I was super gaunt and looked bad. So I slowly started eating more, started gaining weight, found out that I'm probably my best between 170, 175, right in there. And then guess what happened? I get comfortable thinking I can be like a normal person and I can just go ahead and eat and I'll be fine and I'll just keep working out. I never stop working out, but what I stop doing occasionally is I stop tracking what I'm eating, and it doesn't take me long. Within a month or two, I'll put on 10, 15, 20 pounds. And I have found myself as high as 220 in the last 7.5 years. And I have hit 200 multiple times. So in fact, after COVID, I think I hit like 225 during COVID. 6 months of the gym being closed and just everybody, just the depression. When I get depressed, I eat. That's how I deal with things. Thankfully, it's not drugs or alcohol, or I'd probably been dead a long time ago because I would have, excess. So I have to constantly always be aware of what I'm eating, how much I'm eating. Now with the cruise vlogging and our traveling, I don't believe in dieting while I'm on vacation. I just don't believe in it. I believe you should have a good time and not worry about it. And you're not going to gain all your weight in 1 week. But I will tell you, when you go on one cruise a month for 8 months and you've got that mentality, you can't undo, you can't take it away in those 3 weeks. Okay. Well, you gain in 1 week. If you can lose it on 3 weeks, that's great. But if you don't, you go on the next cruise, you still got a little weight left over from the cruise before, and you go, and you keep adding on. So I got up to 205 pounds after the last cruise, got down to, I believe, 191, and I started having injuries. My joints started hurting, my knees started hurting, I was having issues. So I took 2 weeks off, didn't track anything, kept working out, but only 4 days a week instead of 6 or 7 days a week. Then we went to Traverse City for the weekend last weekend, and I got on the scale on Monday, 205.2. But while in Traverse City, we mentioned this in a previous vlog, Laura told me she wanted to re-enter keto and try it again because now there's more food options, and she's correct. On Amazon, Aldi, and Sam's Club, and I'm sure Costco and Walmart, everybody has way more keto options, which is great. Keto works. It does work. And so how does it work? It works, in my theory, it does dehydrate you a bit. So you have to constantly be drinking like electrolyte sports drinks. Like we do Powerade Zero or Gatorade Zero. And I'm drinking 2 or 3 of those a day to stay hydrated. And I didn't do that back in 2016. I didn't buy into it. This time I'm buying into it, and I feel great. So today's day 6. I'm down 11 pounds even. So I'm really happy with that. 11 pounds in 6 days. So 194.2. I'm still going to shoot to get down to, I'm going to 165. I'm going to call it 170 now. I'm going to try to hit 170 before we get on our Bermuda cruise, which actually we'll be leaving on August 13th. We're going to stay in New York for 2 days prior to the cruise. I've never been to New York. I'm excited. Carson and Peyton. Carson's been in New York once. Peyton's never been to New York. And Laura's been to New York. So, but for Peyton and I, we're like, yeah, New York. We're really excited about that. So 2 days in New York. It'll be 1 full day in New York. And it should be a blast. So with that said, those of you guys that are interested in this keto diet and how it goes, just tune into our series. If you look, we have a series of shorts called Ship Shape, and I usually record those in the gym, and they're under a minute long, and I will give you like updates on what I'm doing and how things are going and what my weight is and stuff like that. If you're interested in it, that's cool. If not, that's cool too. I believe that all of us that travel, especially cruisers, we're either on a diet before the cruise, and we're definitely on a diet when we get back from the cruise. They say on average, a person will gain 1 pound for every day they're on a cruise ship. And there's many reasons for that, guys. It's water retention. It really is. Carbohydrates hold a lot of water. Carbohydrates send water to the muscle cells, which if you want to be an athlete and really peak performance athlete, you load up on carbs the night before your big event, right? You've all heard that. Professional athletes, football players eating a bunch of pasta the night before, their game. Saturday night in the NFL, they're loading up. The dietitians had these guys carved up. So when they get in the game, they have plenty of energy. And that's the key. Now, you have to understand in keto, you're going to force your body to burn fat as an energy source rather than burning the stored carbs. How we end up getting fat by eating too many carbs, if we don't burn those carbs, they get stored. They get like, I'm giving you this, I'm not a medical doctor, but basically converted to sugar, they end up turning into fat, okay? That's what happens. Carbs aren't bad, but too much of anything is bad. So with that said, I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.